it bears reminding to all of us as citizens that today is the day of our Constitution, but today is also the day of our military. And that is the reason why every Republic Day is an occasion to not only showcase our military might, but also to remember our fallen heroes, to decorate the bravest of the brave and pay tribute to the armed forces. Joining me live this morning is none other than former Vice Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Anil Khosla, a veteran fighter pilot, someone who has led operations, someone who has been in combat, and someone who truly understands the symbolism and the significance of what will be unfolding this morning, both on the ground and in the skies over the Kartavya Path. Good morning to you, Air Marshal Khosla. A very, very warm Republic Day greetings to you, your family, the Air Force fraternity as well. It has been an incredible year, has it not, Air Marshal Khosla, where the Air Force has demonstrated incredible power, precision, the capability to execute its objectives in a very, very limited time and against many, many odds. And some of that is going to be on grand display today, both on the ground and in the air over Kartavya Path. Air Marshal Khosla, good morning.
Jai Shiv, it's nice talking to you, and good wishes to all the viewers on this Republic Day. And as you brought out, it's a very, very important day, and it gives you a lot of thrill to watch the parade as well as the fly past. And I remember 45 years back when I participated for the first time as a young flying officer in the Indian Air Force. What a thrilling experience it is. And it's a very, very occasion to showcase the military might, how it is progressing over the years, as well as our cultural heritage. And it's a very, very proud feeling to all the citizens of the country.
You know, the Sindoor formation, and I want to put some pictures on our screen of the flypast that happened during the dress rehearsal. It was a rainy day when that flypast happened. Today, hopefully, it will be a slightly clearer sky, so citizens both on the ground and elsewhere in the country will get a nicer view of all of those aircraft. Air Marshal Khosla, it's quite a sight. It's quite a sight, and I have to say it never gets boring. I myself have personally attended many Republic Day parades, been there on what was then Rajpath, now Kartavya Path, and each time the thrill is the same. It's it never fades away. It's always incredible, and it takes a lot of precision to plan these flypasts, doesn't it, Air Marshal Khosla?
Yeah, Shiv, you brought out two aspects very rightly. Firstly, it's fun watching it on the electronic media, and the news channels which are projecting it do a very, very good job. And every citizen all across the country, everywhere can witness it. That's the best part of it, which has changed over the years with the electronic media coming in such a big way. But the actual thrill, you get when you're physically present there and you see the parade and the fly past, it's a really a unique experience. In spite of the cold, braving the cold, you're sitting there, and when you see these precision formations on the ground as well as in the air, it's a hair-raising experience, really enjoyable. I mean, hair-raising not in a negative sense, but in a positive sense. It's a thrilling experience. And second part is, you mentioned of Sindoor. So what happens is in these displays, whatever the event has taken place in the past 1 year that is highlighted, as well as all the technology, as well as whatever the military might is increasing, as you said, military might is showcased. So whatever the new things which come in, they are displayed. So that is very, very interesting to watch.
No, you're right. It's with each passing year, India's capabilities have only increased, and they were put to the test during Operation Sindoor. And that's one of the reasons why, a country that is confident of what it has achieved, despite all the ridiculous narratives that have tried to be peddled by Pakistan, this is a country that, doesn't need to fact check or, try to manipulate the narrative. This is a country that is very, very clear about what the result and the outcome of Operation Sindoor was. And that's the reason why you're going to see pilots, you're going to see airmen, you're going to see radar controllers, all of them today on Kartavya Path. It's going to be incredible. Marshal Khosla, stay with me for a moment, because as it happens, the highest decoration for gallantry being given today, awarded today, happens to be to an Air Force officer, none other than India's space hero, Group Captain Shukla. He has been awarded today with India's highest peacetime military decoration, the Ashoka Chakra, for his contribution to the space program through his journey and stay at the International Space Station. Last year, Group Captain Shukla created history by reaching the space station after launch on SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft from NASA's Kennedy Center in June last year. He became the first Indian astronaut to set foot in the International Space Station. As a fighter pilot, Group Captain Shukla has an impressive 2,000 hours of flight experience across various aircraft, including the Su-30 MKI, MiG-21, MiG-29, Jaguar, Hawk, Dornier, and AN-32. So a true blue aviator, very much like Air Marshal Khosla. Air Marshal Khosla, a day of pride additionally for the Indian Air Force, that an Ashoka Chakra, not very common at all. You don't see Ashoka Chakras being awarded every Republic Day. Few and far between. It's reserved for the highest, and this one for Group Captain Shukla after his incredible space journey last year, sir.
Yeah. So, firstly, these awards are really, recognition by the country for the good work done by the individuals as well as the organizations. Group Captain Shukla has been awarded the Ashoka Chakra. That's a very great thing. And it also is not only to Shukla, but also to the people who have worked behind the scenes. Actually, it's a honor and a privilege for them also. They also feel part of the whole event. That is one part of it. And secondly, the space is becoming a new domain. No, it's not a new domain. I would say the extension of the air, and it's becoming very, very important as far as the warfare is concerned, or as far as the utility is concerned, as far as in peace, as well for the peaceful purposes, as well as for the orchestrating of the war. So very soon, I'm sure even the common citizens will be able to actually already in the world, the work has started where space tourism is taking shape. So we are eagerly waiting for the India to have the manned full crew launch into the space.
Gaganyaan, we're all waiting for that. We're all counting on it as well. And Shubhanshu Shukla has made a very big contribution towards boosting not just India's understanding of what is required, but also the capability that's required to get humans into space. And Shubhanshu Shukla is someone that I had the privilege of meeting and interviewing just a few weeks ago at the Indian of the Year ceremony here in the national capital. I wanted to play out just a small excerpt of that interaction. People say when you go to space, you become a better person. You look at the earth and you think, we are quite insignificant in our individuality. Did you become more philosophical after this space trip?
I think it is very natural. It will be difficult for me to convey it to everyone, but I think it is very natural because, and I came up with this analogy, like when we are small kids and we start going to school, our sense of identity comes from our home, our parents or our siblings. And when from school you start going to college, your sense of identity comes from your school. I'm from such and such school. You introduce yourself as that. And then as an extension, when you leave your city, go to some other city, your sense of identity comes from your city where you belong from. And as an extension, you leave your country and go to some other country for work, like I was in US last year. Your sense of identity comes from your country. You're representing India. And as a very natural extension, and it'll be difficult for you to probably imagine that, but when you leave the planet and you go outside the Earth, your sense of identity comes from Earth and not from anything else. So I think it is a very natural extension, and you may call it philosophical or spiritual or whatever, but all of this is termed, under something known as overview effect, which is just a very different perspective or a vantage point that you get to look at Earth from the outside.
Also welcoming onto our coverage this morning, Captain Ehsan, Khalid, veteran Indian Air Force pilot, ex-airline captain as well, and Captain D.K. Sharma, a former spokesperson of the Indian Navy. Captain Sharma, I'd like to come to you first. As always, by greeting you, your family, the fraternity, the Indian Navy, a very, very happy 77th Republic Day. The Indian Navy is the silent service. The Indian Navy is the service that you don't see very much of during Republic Day for obvious reasons, because their strength is far away at sea, silently doing their work. What we will get to see is, of course, the marching parade, the naval band. There will be a tableau, of course, but we all know, and all citizens must know as well, Captain Sharma, that the Indian Navy played a very decisive and little known role in Operation Sindoor that actually may have turned the tide.
Very good morning to you, Shiv, and Jai Hind to all the viewers. I'll start by reading a few lines. This day is in memory of those who fought for our freedom and in honor of those who defend it to this day. Greetings to one and all Indians in uniform, guarding our frontiers, skies, and the seas on this 77th Republic Day. And I will be, missing on my duty if I don't count the paramilitary forces, the police, the internal security forces, and each and every Indian, the veterans, the war widows, the children who contribute and are contributing in such a frantic pace that today India is where it is.
Yeah.
We are becoming the third biggest economy, and we are a force to reckon with. Coming back to what Shiv said, we are a silent service, but let me assure each and everybody who's watching this show that the final punch will always come from the Navy. This time they were lucky that they avoided it, but our force, in fact, all the three forces are at that stage today that should you, take any sort of, a kind of a wrong step against us, it will be a very, very heavy price to pay. We are, exercising restraint, and everything is being calculated, and our aim stopped us from doing what could have been disastrous for our enemies. So here we are. Yes, as Shiv said, Indian Navy is operating right now as we speak. There will be many ships guarding our frontiers, patrolling against human trafficking and whatever is happening in the Gulf of Aden, piracy, and safeguarding our economic interest.
Yeah.
And how many IUU fishing and other things are happening in our waters where people are eyeing for our resources, which we will not allow it to happen. And also, we'll make sure that Indian Ocean region, the sea lanes of communication are free, and we will support the freedom of passage, independence at high seas, order in the global commons. Everything will be ensured by Indian Navy. That is what I want to convey to all our viewers today on this day.
Very well said, and you're right, because there is no time for rest for most military personnel. Apart from all of the things that Captain Sharma has just listed, remember that the Middle East currently is even more restive than before. We understand from news that broke late last night that an additional carrier battle group from the United States is headed towards the Persian Gulf, which is a place where the Indian Navy also operates. So things are literally hotting up once again in that region. So there are no luxuries, no time for rest, no breaks for those who guard all of our frontiers, as Captain Sharma said. Captain Khalid, bringing you in as well, describe for us what Republic Day means to military personnel. As civilians, we have a certain understanding of it. It's a day of honoring, it's a day of tribute, it's a day of remembrance, which, Captain Sharma very eloquently listed, not just confined to the armed forces, but to the fraternities of our security forces and their families all across the country. But to a person in uniform, it's very valuable to try and understand how they see it. What is Republic Day to you, sir?
First of all, a very good morning to all of you there. And the message to entire India and Indians all on this Republic Day, January 26, 2026. Let's celebrate the unbreakable spirit of our nation, forged in unity, resilience, and soaring ambition. So the Republic Day to us in the uniform means the strength of the nation.
Yes.
Okay, we are in uniform, nothing but an extension of the power that the citizens of India have accumulated. It is an extension of our goodwill to the world. It is an extension of our strength and resilience to the world, be it in the Air Force, Army, or Navy. Operation Sindoor was, in one way, a very big tribute paid to the Indian armed forces, wherein we were firm with our message and yet we were compassionate. The enemy was weak, but we just applied sufficient amount of force that just sent the message that we are strong and we are capable. Don't mess with us.
Yeah.
This Republic Day to us in uniform means Atmanirbhar. Republic Day to us in uniform means, a new era. Every year when we move ahead in our innovation, in our Indianization of weapons, like this year, BrahMos was actually the star of the operation.
Yeah.
And there was a tectonic shift from manned combat vehicles to unmanned one, and swarm drone things came up. So Republic Day for us in uniform simply means for uniformed people to pay gratitude to our nation by way of our service and our commitment. And that is what we come here and show it to the people, that we are ever ready to take any kind of threats, be it on air, ground, or in space. And that is the message that we would also like to send out to the world, that we are strong, capable, and ever vigilant.
As a long-standing defense reporter, and Captain Sharma has seen me from the time that I was a rookie reporter, a young reporter covering defense, I have always held the view that gratitude for the armed forces should be a daily thing. But, we as a country should be putting the military much more in the public eye, in my view. But Republic Day, nevertheless, is an incredible occasion for that to happen, because it is unity of purpose, it is unity of symbolism, it is unity in diversity, and it's unity in gratitude. Let's all face it, we live in an age of distractions, we live in an age where many things are competing for our attention, but the important things in life sometimes slip us by, and days like Republic Day come along to remind us that we must be thankful and grateful for those who preserve the sovereignty of this incredible, incredible nation where the 77th Republic Day is being celebrated.